If there's something broken in you, use it, my friend. What is the point of not using that thing that makes you unique, that thing that makes you you? My name's Rob. I make videos about emotional intelligence, and today I'm here to convince you that when you are down in life, when perhaps the weight of the world is upon your shoulders, my friend, go for a walk. Go for a walk and reflect on the beautiful things that you have been doing. Because oftentimes the weight of the world will fall on the shoulders of the people that are capable of holding that weight. It's just a matter of recontextualizing and making sure that we are actually okay with what we're doing. So I've had a pretty busy run of affairs recently. I got a lot of projects in the air, and necessarily there's people in this world that have way more going on than I do, and necessarily there's plenty of people that have way less than I do going on. Does it matter? Does anything matter when it comes to comparing to other people? I think it's very important to hear other people's perspectives and stories, the things that motivate others, the things that get them excited and keep them coming back. I think it's very important for us to know that. But I think it's also equally important to know those things about ourselves. And I think a lot of us get away with not necessarily having to explore that about ourselves, and then we become the others. In a sense, we become the people telling the stories rather than perhaps making them, if that makes any sense. There was some conversations I was having this week about the concept of fun, the concept of going out of your way to enjoy perhaps a drink or having some sex or going to the park or having kids or, I don't know, going to the nail salon, whatever it is, whatever people constitute as having fun. Oftentimes I view those things very momentarily, meaning very segmented. Meaning we do these things to take away from our momentary, perhaps, depression, or our momentary feelings of inadequacy, or like something's missing, right? Drugs. We do these things because there's something in the moment that's telling us, hey, let's get away from this feeling. Let's get away from this concept, you know? There are plenty of ways that wise people have come up with to not require external things. Basically manipulation of thought, manipulation of things that we do with our body that will allow us to circumvent those feelings in the moment without necessarily having the instant gratification of going out and spending money or going out and having sex or going out and doing drugs, whatever it is. And I think each of us has a journey to get to the point where either we never did these things, or a journey of learning how and when perhaps is the best time to go and find that instant gratification. Now, it's all going to boil down to what it is that makes you weird, what it is that makes you quirky, what it is that makes you you, because the reality is no one else can tell you how to live your life. Anyone that says should to you is probably not the person you should be listening to. So I wanted to make it very clear for y'all that the thing that makes us broken, the thing that in our childhood perhaps that we were lacking, the thing that we don't quite understand about society, the thing that made us always look different than other people, you know, all of those things, each of those things for us is very integral to making this world substantially more abundant. Meaning, if we explore the depth of our souls, we'll find an infinite variety of novel thoughts. Perhaps they might be expressed by other human beings over the course of many thousands of years, but we don't necessarily have access to the compendium of human knowledge, right? We have access to our lives, what we're going through, and perhaps the lives of some other people that have told us, that have given us a window into their souls. So it would behoove us to explore that part of ourselves, to explore the part that makes us weird, and to, rather than run away from it and feel kind of insecure about it, to dig into it and realize that it's actually part of our gift in life. So my particular thing, the thing that I would consider my quirk, the thing that makes me broken, is I don't really have an off switch these days. It's very difficult for me to get into the mindset of instant gratification anymore. And that makes obviously having conversations with people that spend most of their time there almost impossible, meaning really not all that enjoyable for me. But necessarily that's gonna make me be surrounded by people that are thinking and doing things that don't require instant gratification, for better or worse. So the other thing is there's always what we present, and there's always what the mirror shows, right? it's very difficult in life to align those, because the other people, whoever we're presenting to, is necessarily going to be different at any given scenario. And whoever's we're looking at in the mirror is going to be augmented by our mindset, the way that we feel at the moment, or the thoughts that we're having. So to align things that are constantly changing is almost an impossibility. So which one's more important? I would argue the mirror is more important, because if we can figure out how to make ourselves feel good, how to self-soothe in a sense, we can figure out how to at least outwardly project those feelings, those emotions, and perhaps attract those people and those circumstances into our life. So I say all of this to tell you that if you're having ever a situation in life where you think to yourself that you're not getting the most that you want out of this life, you're not getting everything that you want out of this life, I want you seriously to think about what it is that you want. I want you to very seriously think about what it is that if you got it all the time, that would make you feel like you're getting the most out of life. If it's having sex, if it's having a close relationship with someone, if it's creating things, if it's learning new things, like, we have the responsibility to build that in. We have the responsibility to make sure that we protect the time that allows us to do those things, because otherwise we can't give to anyone else. My honest philosophy on it. And being taken for granted is necessarily a byproduct of not being very serious about dedicating your time to those things that are going to make your life more interesting, more worth living in those quiet moments. So food for thought, the thing that makes you broken, the thing that makes you weird, is your superpower, is a part of your gift. So use it, my friend. Use it wherever you can. Use it whenever you can. Because this life isn't very long. As it turns out, you're as young as you are now, and that's it. You are going to age. I am going to age. So make the most out of it. Get what you want, because that's really who we're up against, right? If we choose an enemy, or if we choose an adversary, we're up against people that get what they want. How do you become that person? Just gotta go do it. Gotta stop complaining. Confidence, period. So I hope this gives you something to think about. Support the channel. It helps out a lot. And throw me some comments on perhaps what makes you broken. I gave you my 2 cents. Actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care of yourself. Peace.